Okay, I guess this is sort of my first video, so what I'll do is I'll do a quick introduction of who I am. I'm Henry Allerton. I'm a carpenter, I'm 20 years old, I'm from the West Midlands, and I've been doing carpentry since I was probably about 13. Not full-time obviously, I was still in education, but working weekends, evenings, summer holidays, stuff like that when I was younger, and then progressed onto it naturally to college. And I've decided that what I have seen on YouTube is that you've got lots of people giving lots of sort of tips and tricks for DIYers and things like that, and there's a lot of information out there, but it's not always the clearest and not laid out in necessarily the right ways, and a lot of it is also American stuff. I'm not saying that American carpentry isn't the same standard, but we do things slightly differently, and obviously for a beginner that's quite difficult to understand. So I'm hoping that in my videos I can sort of share my progression as I move forward as a carpenter, and any tips and tricks I can give along the way, and I'll try and make everything as clear and set out as I can do. Now, I'm not a YouTuber or a vlogger or anything like that as such, so most of my videos will be probably of a poorer quality, but I'll try and do my best to keep things up as good as I can. But what I will do is I'll try and release at least one video a week and try and keep it interesting for you guys. So for now, that's it, and I'll see you when I get to site. Okay guys, so we're going to be looking at the plan of action for today. The plan of action is to finish off lowering the ceiling heights and to put some plasterboard catches in above the studs. Our learning objective is to look at why we lower the ceilings and how we do that, and then to look at some basics of carpentry skills and how we're going to apply them throughout what we're doing today. Okay then guys, so this is the ceiling that we'll be lowering. As you can see, we've already pretty much lowered it down. It's just a few bits to finish off on the ends. We've talked about lowering the ceilings, but now I'm going to sort of go about explaining why we do that, why we have had to do it in this house, other reasons that other people might lower ceilings. So there's a multitude of reasons. It could be down to the fact that a room feels too big, it could be people needing to suddenly have to run pipes through at different heights, and you can gain a bit by bringing down the ceiling, and therefore you can get your cables and pipes through above. In this case, we know that the floor joists weren't amazingly level, so just to really have a really clean finished ceiling, we thought, well, we'll bring this down. We've got a bit, so we could bring the ceiling down and still be within the correct height for our flooring and everything, and it would just give the plastering a better finish, which is what we're really after. We're after giving the client the absolute creme de la creme of finishes. So yeah, we've got this down, we've gone through with the laser, and we've ensured that everywhere is to that laser line. And what that means is that when the plasterer comes, he's got a nice easy job of just doing a clean skim. There's going to be no bumps and lumps throughout it, and he's got to try and pull out. Should be as simple as possible for him now. So it's taking these steps to ensure that other trades can do their job properly, quickly and efficiently. Well guys, we're just going to talk about cutting those noggins. So one thing that people often get confused about is when someone asks them to go cut a piece of wood for them for first, second, even some more experienced people might even struggle with truly understanding this. And it seems to be such a simple concept that can be easily forgotten. So as you can see, we've got the piece of timber that we want to keep marked with an X, and then the wastage with a squiggle. Now, this would be wayside of the line. Now, when cutting wayside of the line, we do this to ensure that the piece of timber that we want to keep isn't the thickness of the blade short. So if you're cutting a joist or a noggin, and it requires to be an exact size, millimetre perfect, otherwise it will drop or fall, then you need to be ensuring that you are sticking to the waist side of the line. Now, you can mark your line, bring your timber to the sort of position it wants to be in, and that there is on waist side of the line. It's going to cut along the line, but just to this side of it. Okay guys, so this is just talking about the waist side of the line again. So if you look down there, we can see the saw lines up with the waist side of the timber, right? So if this was the piece we're requiring, this is set to come to the outside of that line. For instance, if you wanted it to be the other piece was the waist, you'd set it so it was leaning over as such. Okay then guys, so we have got the noggins through, and what I've done is I've set up the laser level and I've pinged it across, and you can just about see on those few timbers there that bit of red, that's just the laser skimming across it, and we know that it's coming down to this end, and the laser allows us to ensure that we've got a nice fluid sealing all the way through. We're not going to have any lumps, bumps, or high or low spots. So by doing this, we really do make sure that from working from the old joist, which is the brown above, to the green down here, that we're taking out any imperfections that might have come across the timber over the years. So as we come down here, we've still got to take just a little bit. We're just going to take the plane along that just to bring that slightly higher up so that we're all running flush. But I've done that on these other ones, and that's why we've just got the laser skimming across. So we'll bring that one back up to the right height, and then we'll know for sure that we're level across.
Oh, 1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to